wins. Good evening, good evening. Pastor Mark is trying to learn side producing skills, but we may be in need of a producer due to kids trying to get better education. So if y'all out there want to volunteer, like it was said back in that award show, if you don't like your producer be all in the video, come on over to Victory. I was shorting it up. Anyway, my name is Pastor Mark. This is Brothers on the Block, presented by Victory Baptist Church. I have with me today Jason, Maryland, all the way from that D-town, not Dallas, but that Detroit, Michigan. Snowy, but ready, always Motown ready. And I got the brother from the Gritty Grove itself, Pleasant Grove, they say.
Yes, sir.
Jermaine Nation, our man downtown. And I'm Pastor Mark. I'm glad to be here with you all. We're going to be talking about some subjects. A lot happened yesterday. We're just going to take in total the Super Bowl. We're going to leave the halftime show to another topic. I would just want us to talk about the Super Bowl itself. The Super Bowl itself. Brothers, how did y'all feel about the game?
It was a setup, man. It was a setup. It was funny. I had this conversation with one of my good friends a couple of weeks ago. And it was just set up for time to win. I mean, it's in Tampa Bay, in their stadium. Like, at one point in the game, I'm like, hey, is Kansas City playing against the refs? Or are they playing against Tampa Bay? Or both. I just think it was like some horrible calls made last night. Now, that's not to negate that, Tom came out and, did what Tom does, manages the game well. It just was not Kansas City's night.
Yeah, I agree with that. From the get-go, the whole build-up to the game, if you were listening, an hour out before the game started, nobody was talking Tampa. Nobody. I picked KC. I picked KC. Didn't talk about Tom. Didn't talk about Tom having a good outing. None of that. They set you up. They talked about Kansas City all week long. And then, the game starts, and it's the complete opposite. And you already knew that. They talk about a Tyreek Hill 200-yard game against him earlier in the season. You already knew that wasn't about to happen, last night.
Right.
Kelsey dropped 2 or 3 passes, dead in the hands, under small coverage. And, dead in the hands. Kelsey don't drop nothing. But hey, it is what it is. My prediction still panned out. Tom was gonna win and ride off into the sunset because the setup was already there. You can just go back to that Eagles game. They got tanked when they set Jalen Hurst the whole fourth quarter with nothing to win or gain by tanking that game. They didn't gain no draft pick. They didn't move up in the list. They didn't get in position to get somebody that's gonna make their team better. No, they tanked, and then they let Washington go on next week to get slaughtered, and here we are. But that's my 2 cents.
Well, losing the other tackle in the AFC Championship game really hurt Kansas City. And looking back, we all should have. The Tampa Bay had a great defensive line, a great defensive coach. Todd Bowles coached his game of his life. Now, the refs, though, it was horrible.
Yeah.
In particular, if I can say, the call against Mathau, where they gave him a personal penalty that because he was putting a finger in Tom Brady, they were going back and forth. In fact, they didn't throw the flag until Tom Brady ran down the guy to talk some more smack, which now Tom Brady has apologized for. because whatever was said, he had put in a tweet. I can't repeat what he said to me. So, but it's been now deleted. Someone told him to delete it. Tom Brady apologized because that was going to ruin the little look. He said something that was highly inappropriate. But who got the penalty? The other guy, not Tom Brady. Even though Tom Brady started, to me, he looked like the aggressor, or he at least finished it. Normally, when you finish it, you don't want to get the penalty, not the other guy.
Or even the one where I forget the cornerback's name, but he was guarding Evans at one point or whatever. This guy stumbles. I don't even know that he touched him or whatever, and they called it like pass interference. Pass interference how? Where?
Yeah, Evans slipped running around. He went to make a cut and slipped, and the flag got tossed.
And let me just say, going back to the last one, I'm just going off the other players' comment and Tom Brady apologizing. But I'm just talking trash. I'm not going to text nobody on a personal cell. Hey man, I'm sorry. When I'm celebrating the Super Bowl, I just want. I'm not going to text nobody. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I believe he did say something inappropriate, and the guy texted that out, and then somehow he deleted it. And so I think it was like you said, I think the fix was in. I hate that because Mahomes played.
So something else about the defense, right? They rushed. They got all that pressure with rushing 4 all night. They rushed 4 all night and got that type of pressure. It was whatever dude was on the right side of the offensive line. Right side. Yeah. Big guy. Really big guy. He got to be like 6'5", 350. Small guy lined up against him was knocking him on his behind all night. At least a 3-foot height difference. It's got to be at least almost 100 pounds weight difference. Tearing this guy up, getting back to Mahomes, because every time Mahomes would roll out to the right, this guy was knocking this big guy right on back into Mahomes' lane all night. I'm thinking first of all, Tampa Bay's defense has been getting carved up all year, but if me speaking my 2 cents, what team Tom Brady hasn't been on that didn't show up in the Super Bowl and look like a top 3 defense, or if not the top tier defense in the league? I mean, yeah, you got all the routes covered, everybody down here, y'all running man to man and not getting burned.
Right.
All right, but
now I don't know if this is true, but I've seen it a few times on the internet that they said that Mahomes had 500 yards running away from the defense last night. And
definitely.
Yeah, and I'm just
definitely.
Every time he got the ball, they were after him, and he couldn't throw it to Tyreek. They weren't going. They had 2 guys on him at least every time that he lined up on the ball. So it's just and at one point I thought they were going to set Kelsey up to be the guy to win or whatever, and he kept dropping balls. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah. I mean, it was. I would just say, I felt like the refs in the first half set the momentum to go a certain way for the rest of the game, because the ticky-tack files, and then you're not calling on the other squad. I mean, how many times did Holmes get hit in the head? Sue knocked a mess out of this dude in his head. Yeah, and he's even looking like he can hit me in my head. Like, if Tom Brady, who only got really pressured once, if that happened to Tom Brady, that flag coming out. Sue is already known through Detroit for stomping on people, on quarterbacks and stuff. Why we not? It was no calls. It was terrible.
The one time that Brady got hit, 7, 8, 9 flags flew.
Right.
And flags came from the sideline. It's just it's just a regular sack. And then I recall, I want to say they said it was something else of why the flag was. Oh, my light fell. I want to say it was something else of why the flag was thrown, but initially the cameras was on time getting hit, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, they about to get them. They about to get these boys for putting the hurt in no time, and no, they called it back. They called it back, but yeah, the refs was watching with a magnifying glass.
Right. I mean, it just was. I would say now for Kansas City, I don't believe, knowing that you don't have both your tackles, you had to have a different gameplay or game plan than you normally would. You McCollum not going to be able to sit back there. that not going to be able to sit back there all day. And you're gonna have to maybe run the balls. That's your own man. That your own kinfolk coming for you. You're gonna have to have a different game plan. They try to play Kansas City ball, but you don't have tackles.
Right.
And these guys can come up the field. They are already Pro Bowlers.
Right.
They can do this work. So I think they should have a different game plan. That's why I wish Kansas City had a different game plan. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't expecting that. I went to bed midway through the fourth quarter.
I turned it off. Quarter, I was just like, I'm done.
Well, the question is, are Chief fans just for a loser, or did Brady play a better game?
No, I mean Brady to me, Brady like managed, you know what I'm saying, the game. It wasn't like he just came out and just had like stellar numbers or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like he managed the game, and then it was really his defense, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, really won that game for him. So I wouldn't say that he just had a game or anything like that.
Throughout the game, I think that defense, that's who the MVP to me was Ty Bowles. Because you had 11 guys dominate, dude. And it looked like, I'm like, where's Tyreek? Where's Kelsey? McCollum looking like dude at a Pursuit of Happiness. Will Smith at a Pursuit of Happiness, like, please just help me. You know, it was I feel sorry for McCollum because when you got to the fourth quarter, I watched, I mean, clearly the game was over in the third quarter. But you could see how his body was breaking down. And they still teeing off on him. Mm-hmm. He was hurting. He was hurting bad.
Yeah.
He was hurting bad. So, you know, was that a great Super Bowl, guys?
You know, go ahead.
Yeah, I've definitely seen better.
Yeah, it was all right. It was so much hype to, you know what? It's bad when the announcers start apologizing, you know, midway through. I know this ain't what you wanted to see, you know, but that's also where I turned it out. I tuned it out as well, just because that they was playing into it as well. I know you wanted to see, you know, Kansas City come out here and do XYZ, but you know, Brady's the best. Let's send them off right. I'm gonna send them off right. I'm gonna turn the TV off. That's what I'm gonna do. Go right on the bed.
Well, they try to hype it up when you got to halftime to say, "Hey, McCollum didn't made a comeback." Well, I'm like, this dude getting beat up.
Right.
First quarter, second quarter, he's already getting beat up. He's already getting beat up. So, with my expectations weren't met. I thought we were gonna have, you know, a gunfight, and it looked like you brought your big brother to the schoolyard to pick on the first grader. It just looked unfair almost. The refs, like, it just looked unfair. And I thank you for bringing that up. Is Tom Brady gonna retire?
Yeah, he got one more year on the contract.
So is he gonna do one more year, or is he gonna say, let me ride off?
I would hope he would just announce he's gonna ride off, but you know, at this point, I don't know.
Because this is his largest contract, because he didn't make this much money per year with the Patriots. And these are his dudes. Gronk, Antonio Brown, these are his guys. So I think, and it's not like he getting touched.
Right.
And if they do touch him, they're gonna call a penalty or keep the guy out. So I think
last year, I don't think he's gonna retire. I think he's gonna do this, you know, his last year or whatever. Because like you said, I mean, he can't be touched. You know, anytime that he plays, it's the Brady show. So, you know,
I would say if it was flipped, if the game was how McCombs got beat up, and I told them, you know, in our little deal last night, I said Muhammad Ali's last fight, he got beat up. His people told him, that's it, we can't do this no more. If Tom Brady had got beat up, then he was retiring, you know, this offseason. He didn't get beat up. Right. He only got beat up by the Bears. And that's when he was going off on his offensive line. That's really who beat him up. The rest of the season, including the Super Bowl, it was pretty. I mean, his jersey looked nice. McCombs' jersey looking real dirty. I'm like, they're going to put that in the watch about 5 times. Oh.
So, in other words, you're saying that they could have took Brady's jersey off and put it right into a case?
Right. Right. Because
I got it off that night.
And then because in the second half, what they started doing with, I believe Kansas City should have started running the football because you don't have that outside tackles, right? But they didn't do that. It is what it is. But they started running that football. And they could not stop the run. That defense couldn't stop anything last night. You know, so.
Yeah, they was doing the dump off. They was doing the under routes and them screens, which they wasn't running that. I will say, Tampa wasn't really running too much of that coming into last night. Like I was expecting to see, you know, Scotty Miller and other folks like that he had been using in the passing game, but no, they was doing all the under routes, which is right in Tom's wheelhouse because now he ain't got to throw the ball 40, 50 yards.
Right.
And
they play Patriot, to me, they play Patriot football in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know we got that comment up. He's got the most championships. I know there was some debate online with some other commentators who, but Tom Brady is not the greatest of all time because he's not Michael Jordan. And to my athletes, I'm like, at the end of the day, everybody got to stop hating. Them men got 10 Super Bowl appearances, 7 rings. I mean, he's almost lapping. I mean, he's almost lapping folks. There's no one closer to him as a quarterback in championships. Now, he also is in a different era, but you can't blame people for the era that they play in either.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because when we talk about Oscar Robertson different, if he had more TV presence.
Right.
I'm sure. But it is what it is. Tom Brady has everybody. Football is a game of team, not just one guy. I think that what makes a difference too. And in football, he's the greatest quarterback. You can't, you know, he just is. So, you know, but let's get to this halftime show, y'all. And let me just say one more thing. No, I won't say it. So the halftime show. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm 40. I'm 40. I do not really know who The Weeknd is. So when he got on there, I'm like, who is the dude? I didn't know what he was talking about. And it didn't look like the past where these big productions. I mean, it looked like he spent more money on that little maze than any other part. I'm just saying. I didn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, you definitely have to be new school for The Weeknd. I mean, The Weeknd, the performance wasn't bad as far as the song selection. I mean, all those songs are currently charting hits for him. Now, Super Bowl presentation is usually where I usually tune in to see, you know, what they doing. And the outfits that the dancers had on the background, people were kind of saying it was resemblance to the same outfit that you saw the movie This Is Us. This Is Us. Let's see. With the black family.
Oh, yeah.
With the, and they had like the the little black boy, with the whole family looked like them.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yeah. So the little black boy was dressed in that little red outfit with that white mask on with the eyes. So they were saying that that was a rendition with the mask they had on, and they had red jackets on. When you put them side by side, it's pretty much the same mask. But Performance wise, I like all the dances and stuff. I wasn't really into that. The songs is cool. It started off with like Fallen Angel with the red eyes dropping down into the choir stand, which again I'm not for it. Uh, and yeah, that was it for me. Somebody said that they took a nap. That's pretty much what happened. I got up and fixed me a drink at that point.
I come on, because Jermaine, you are, you the connoisseur out there. I'm just saying, I didn't get it. I didn't know really who it was. I didn't know what he was talking about. I really wasn't entertained. Bruno Mars, I thought did a great job. I'm from the old school, Michael Jackson, all them, but I feel like the latest greatest was Bruno Mars, and I think Beyonce is before him, and kind of that timeline. But I didn't get this, and this is supposed to be Jay-Z, right? Isn't he one that's supposed to put this together?
Oh, I don't know about that. Probably so, because I know that, like, because I follow The Weeknd on Instagram, whatever. And Rock Nation did comment on, like, oh, you did a great job, this and that, or whatever. So maybe he did. I am, to an extent, a Weeknd fan. To me, like, he, makes good music. I was not a fan of the show that he put on last night, though. I think that he definitely could have done better. But I don't know. I mean, given the pandemic, I don't know how much better he could have done. And so I don't know. I mean, it was just kind of like, it looked like it was like thrown together at the last minute, really.
But he spent $7 million. I spent $7 million. It better be on point. Right. I mean, I spent $7. It's gonna better be on point, and he's not getting paid.
Yeah. If I spend $7 million of my own money, like, I'm bringing like guest spots, something. Because like, he's really cool with Drake. Like, he could have done, like, they have a couple of songs together. Like, he could have done that. So yeah, if I'm spending my own money like that, like, I'm gonna give a show, and he did not.
Right. Nah, I was highly. I was like, what is this? I mean, but I felt like I was an old person. Like, what y'all got on the TV? That's how I felt. I'm like, I know of them. I don't know any of the songs, but I know of them. But what I saw, I feel like it was more of a concert feel, not the Super Bowl halftime. Because I'm saying, and Katy Perry was really good. Katy Perry, the Black Eyed Peas, like, you want to see a show. Mm-hmm. And I know we're in the middle of a pandemic, but I feel like it was the best part was when he was in that little maze with the people, and not becoming a meme. I'm lost, or this is how I look in the grocery store. Looking for that one item. But I was like, I ain't know what it meant. I mean, it sounded nice. It just wasn't. I wasn't like, oh man, I'm blown away.
Mm-hmm. And this is a sidebar. So apparently he has beef with the Grammys, because I guess apparently he was not nominated for anything. And I think at one point they asked him to perform, or they just gave him an ultimatum, like, either you perform for us or you perform at the halftime or whatever. And he chose to perform at the Super Bowl.
Well, this is all I'm gonna say. With Katy Perry, she brought up Missy Elliott. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's also the collab is not bad. So if you got Drake, why would you not bring out Drake?
Right.
It's not like they sold the stadium out either. So I mean, from a money perspective, that's probably what fit into the budget.
Yeah, I mean, right, because it's cardboard cutouts and about another 20,000 people who they're frontline workers and got vaccinations. So, I mean, it's not your typical Super Bowl audience in person either. You're right. And I really felt like, remember at the beginning of the second half when Kansas City kept slipping on the ground?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I felt like the stuff at halftime, it made that feel slippery. But hey, you never know. I mean, that wasn't the cause of the loss, but it didn't help. I'm just saying. And could he not wear scarlet red? Why he got to wear red? A bad halftime show. Kansas City Chiefs looking bad. Everything red yesterday was looking straight up struggling.
Man, I hope nobody in the family had on red yesterday, man.
Oh, you talking about here?
Hey, you said anybody in red, man.
I was struggling because I had my little Kansas City Chief, I said I was supporting. I told y'all it shifted. That's why I didn't wear that today for the show. I got my Cowboys back. I'm back on track.
I would
I'm
have
like,
seen you took that shirt off and used it to start the fireplace last night.
I like, look, that was a struggle. That was a struggle. So if anybody liked the halftime show, I have not heard anyone say, "Man, that was fire." Y'all don't know what y'all talking about.
Yeah.
Everybody like, "Oh, it was nice. It was nice."
She was good. She was good.
Yes, Jasmine Sullivan was on. Hey,
And her, she was good too.
right. Jasmine Sullivan could have did a better halftime show, if I can say. When you want to see her break out the windows, put some car out there, you breaking out windows. Come on now, God, that would entertain me.
Sound like you in the wrong line of work, man. You need
Well,
to quit your job right now instead of a production.
I was saying Jay-Z getting paid $1 million. I'll take that job. I would have hooked that up. Jasmine, forget you sing that now. You're gonna do that, and you're gonna have the halftime show. We're gonna do pick up your feelings. Somehow we're gonna pick up feelings. But I know we gotta bring some other people out there. But ain't nobody want to hear all about the breaking windows and I'm in love with another man. Ain't nobody want to hear all that at the Super Bowl. So we won't have to have a couple more folks, but we could have worked it out. I would brought out Jill Scott on y'all. No. It really would have just been for me. I'm like, we got Jill Scott out here. Right.
Right.
Because people, who is this lady? When was her last hit? You know.
I know that Justin gets a lot of flack for like what happened with like him and Janet Jackson, but I think he did a great performance. He did a better performance than last night.
Well, see, I think we forget that lineup. The stuff with Janet, first it was Janet Jackson, Justin Timberlake. Nelly was there, and P. Diddy was in that collab. It just they didn't need to do it. It wouldn't even got any traction today. 20 years or so ago now, it got traction. And folks is looking, and everybody looking in the world, you like, not Janet Jackson, not Penny from Good Times, but it would have been better. It would have been better. I'm just saying. I wish Jasmine Sullivan, I'm telling you, would have been better. I knew that song, Break Out Your Windows, and so I knew that one. Break out the windows. So
sound like you got some experiences there, Pastor.
No, I do not. It's a nice jam. I don't have no problem.
Now, like
playlist.
Any past relationships I could have had, I left them nicely. My wife has never want to break out my windows. Please do not throw in the shade, Sister Kelly.
It sound like when that song come on, it's taking you back to the old days. Like you ready to go bust some windows out, my man. Hey, who you mad at, man? Let's talk about it. We got time. We got 30 minutes left.
If you talk about Jasmine Sullivan, mostly all her songs is about burning up. It's Waiting to Exhale. That's her song. That's you ain't gonna get no happy songs. Not Jasmine. Jasmine got I'm Hurt songs.
Man, especially not her new album. Like her new album. Oh my god.
Right. She's always need of counseling in her albums. So you can't put them all on there. That's what I'm saying. Not all of them. And I don't know. I know no one wants to say it, but I don't know if R&B is a halftime show.
It's not.
R&B is a different kind of flavor. Like Prince was pop. Michael Jackson's pop. I think you want to do pop music. I don't even think you want to hear country music at halftime.
No, big dog.
Yeah, I could give Jasmine Sullivan Mary J, but Mary J do have some loving songs too. Right? She got some other songs. The No More Drama. That's inspirational. Jasmine always going to burn your house down. No matter what, she gonna burn your house there, and maybe so. Maybe so. I'm just saying. I have enjoyed some of her music selections. I'm not gonna say that. Fantasia, I feel give you now. That's who could have did a good halftime show. She would have rolled around and everything for you.
She can't read the cue cards, man.
Oh.
And look, that's my joke of the show, man. I'm good.
Boom.
I'm here all week.
So, but Fantasia would have been a better halftime show. She would have showed out, would have rolled around, caught a little Holy Ghost for you. She would take to another level.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah.
She's the new Patti LaBelle. Patti LaBelle like to roll around, all that.
Shoes off.
And I'm telling you, that's a different group of folks that love some Fantasia.
Right.
They love Fantasia.
Oh yeah.
So that been better weekend.
She would have rolled around.
somehow she would have got that rolled around. And Sister Erica, you right, Mary J. Blige. And I wouldn't mind seeing Mary come out there. Give me something. with some Diddy. Do her little dance.
Or maybe and doing their song. That would be cool.
Wasn't enough money for Diddy out there.
Because I'm saying, would you not like to see a Bad Boy halftime show?
That would have been cool.
Yep.
That'd been better than the weekend. I mean, we can't do Rockefeller because it just can't. It's not going to ever happen ever. We cannot do Rockefeller. So Dame is not going to come out there with Jay-Z. Kanye, I don't know if you want to bring him out there. You don't know what could happen.
Right.
So, and many others are not here anymore or incarcerated. So you can't do Rockefeller.
I mean, they could have done like some of the roster for Rock Nation. I mean, you got Jay-Z, you got J. Cole, you got Rihanna, so yeah, you could have done a Rock Nation type, yeah.
I would have liked some. I would like some Bad Boy and bring out Mary J. Blige with him.
Please leave Mary on. But I agree with that because Mary ain't performed this good in a row in a long time. And Mary she put on the show.
Mary tried to do her thing. Mary tried to get into the acting. She's been on there for a couple years. So I'm glad with Mary's at. She left that dude alone. And we happy with Mary right now. So that kind of gets me into talking about relationships. Mary, ending her relationship with whatever the guy name was. Jason, why did you want to get married? And Jermaine, do you want to get married?
All right. Let me see how much time I got. Okay, good. I'm trying to keep it to good 2 minutes here. So let me see. Based off of last week's convo where we kind of got a little deep. That was last week, right? Trying to get Jermaine a match and giving him some advice. It came a point in time to where I felt like some of the signs I was being shown from the man upstairs was like you set out to have. This is what I think I need, right? This is what I want. But that may not necessarily be the person to fill in all of the what's the word to complete you, to round you out, and kind of get shown out through time that I think I'm looking at the wrong things. I'm in the wrong areas. This ain't working. I find myself running into some of the same issues, some of the same dislikes that I would have, and the mesh wasn't there. So at the end of the day, I started to when I bumped into Meech, I bumped into her in the bowling alley, and at that particular point in time, when we started building, the interest were things that actually started to pique my interest because we shared a lot in common. And when I look back on it, it's not too much beyond one or two things that I would share in common with anybody else in the past. So it's like, well, all right, bowling, softball, we got traveling, we got I'm an active guy, and pretty much most of the stuff that I do when I'm out and about activity wise, she was also doing it. And that was a big thing for me. And I wasn't honed in on that for a good stretch of time. But after meeting her, I was like, man, we can go play softball together. We can bowl, we can travel, we can go. So, and I think last week as well, I said, on those nights when you want to go out and do something, and you put up the big pun, don't want to be a player no more, thing and all that stuff, and had that joke going on. Yeah, man, it get boring. It's Friday night. I want to go out. I want to have a good time. Well, you get tired of chasing the field too when you want to go do something, you can't do nothing because everybody else is busy. They out booed up now all of a sudden. You left at home, you know what I'm saying, watching reruns of shows on TV. I can't recall shows that was on at that particular point in time, but everything clicked. Everything clicked and kind of took it from there. I mean, oh yeah, Eric, yeah, you missed. You had to miss that part from last week. We had it rolling last week, but yeah, I mean, kind of took it from there. I took that leap of faith at that particular point in time because I can't say that it's not too many guys that I know that didn't have a point where they had cold feet of, is this going to be it? Just the one? Is it going to work? You can't see the future, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta, they say, let go and let God at that particular point, put the trust in it and work on that relationship. And so we already had a good foundation to start with, and that was it.
So, Jermaine, do you want to get married?
There, if I'm being 100% honest, there are days where I'm like, yes, like I want to do this. There are other days where I'm like, I'm glad that I am not married. But I think overall, like I definitely do want to get married. I think for me now it's just wanting to make sure that I have that solid foundation with whoever that person is, to make sure that it's going to last, because the last thing that I want is to get into a marriage and 10, 15, 20 years down the line, we're calling it quits. Like I want what is that? I just want to make sure that it's going to going to last, and that is something that God has truly ordained. So to answer the question, yes, I definitely do want to get married at some point. Hopefully before 45.
Okay. The question is, what happened to on the days? Oh, what happened on the days you were glad you were not married? Like what? Like I'm glad I ain't in that situation.
Just seeing like different people in different situations, just looking at like even like looking at my parents, marriage, like before that passed, they were married for like 44 years, and so, clearly they had their good days, their bad days. And so I would look at that. I would look at other relationships and it was like, dang, like, do I really want to do that? Or, I'm saying they're making it work. I can make it work too.
Right. I think last week, Mincy Guy had made a comment, that I meant, right. That definitely scared you off. But a lot of people will put on, when you put on Facebook, you always put your best stuff. You're not gonna put like, and she whacked today, I don't want to ever see her again in my life. You're not gonna put it on Facebook. You might put some indirects, and I see that sometimes as pastor, when you try and do some counseling and you see that person posting, like, now why are you doing that? Like, you're a rapper. Why are you up here doing that indirect stuff? Like, people would have trust. Things could get better. And you're like, that's not necessary. But you're not saying so-and-so is doing that. But when it's positive, you got all the pictures, y'all on dates and all this other stuff. And I think it can give a false image to a lot of people that, well, so-and-so don't have problems. I mean, everybody got problems, right? But that's marriage itself. But to get married is scary, I think, for a lot of us, because did we get to see in front of us good marriages practiced? I had a cousin who they came to visit, and man, his people, they fought all the time. And I'm like, I mean, my people just don't talk to one another, maybe, or they working too much, but I don't see them hollering, especially at nobody else's house. Like when we go outside his house, we act like we good. Don't act like nothing wrong. But when I saw them, like, they hollering, like the neighbors gonna hear we are fighting, hollering. Whoa.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's a fighting, hollering, and I just didn't, those kind of things, you don't want to have that kind of relationship. But you know that during dating. If you fighting during dating, you better fight when you all get married too. And so I know I knew I wanted to marry Sister Kelly because I really thought about it. It wasn't like it was emotional, but it also was logical. It was some relationships I got into because it was emotional, and and we're gonna keep it real on the show, or it was physical. You know, it was those kind of things. But I looking at it, I can't say those relationships were logical. Like, why are you with this person? Because they help you become a better person. I can't say that in those other relationships. I can say, oh, cute or da da da, whatever. But being with Sister Kelly was an emotional, physical, and spiritual. And I can't say that for the rest of them either. It was spiritual and logical. That I knew that she compliments me and makes me better. And I'm not dragging her along. We're walking this together. That's how I felt. And can I be really, really honest with y'all? I just told her this recently. I said, at the time we started dating, remember I was playing me some big pun music. So I thought I would be a player. I was dating someone else when I was about to date her. And I said, girl, I got to leave you alone because this other girl, I think she's going to make me better. That's how bold I was with it. Y'all got kind of quiet. I don't know if I should share.
I'm gonna start making Pastor go first. You know what I'm saying? So size all our stories up, then come in with the brownie points on the end.
I'm just saying, but I'm telling you the honest truth. And I said, I met somebody who is, I think, gonna give me a chance taking them on a date, and I think they're gonna make me better. And I'm saying, when you want to be in that kind of relationship that a person makes you better, you don't want to be in a relationship where they're dragging you down. And people are in those relationships. Am I right? Brothers, y'all, sisters, y'all, everybody. Y'all know, we know people, you like, oh, why are you with that person? Every time you got the phone ring, you don't know that person in jail. They got some kind of problem. You just dragging them along. I ain't got to drag her nowhere. We walking this together. I feel great.
So my question for both of y'all is, like, how long was it before you knew that you wanted to actually like marry your spouse? Like, how long did it take you?
Pastor, go ahead, big dog.
Okay, I'm sorry. I did tell her. I'm for real. I told her that. I told that other young lady that. But I was very nice about it. I just had to be honest. And at the time, I was not the best person. I ain't gonna tell y'all. I was this holy roller, great person at the time. I was hurt. So people do dumb stuff when you not getting yourself together. And through the relationship with Sister Kelly, that happened. So, okay, there you go. That set up. You always got white Jason. So the question was, say one more time, Jamal. I saw.
How long did it take you all to know that you all wanted to marry who you're married to now?
So I'm going to tell you, when we first started dating, and then I went to law school, I was struggling. I'm like, you don't understand law school. I'm trying to get this. We wanted to have to end it. It would be stupid stuff. It was dumb stuff. So it was one time she said, hey, for New Year's Eve, let's go to Concord and they have a play. Cool. I watch a play. We go, it's not a play, it's a church service. Now I know you said, Pastor, you still cool, right? But like I said, I was still a broken person and I wasn't a holy roller and I was struggling. I was struggling with my relationship with the Lord. I loved Jesus, he loved me, but I was struggling. So I thought we were going to a play. I'm acting all funky. So, and she was driving. She drove. And maybe since that day, she has not driven me anywhere. She drove. She took me back to my place, dropped me off like I was thrown out the car, like, Uncle Phil.
The comment in the chat say it was after she paid for the valet is when
she never paid for the valet. Always know that. That valet never got paid until I came back years later with my own money, my own job. So Never should pay for the bad life. But so we broke up. Like it was about to be over. We broke up. And it was at that moment, I'm like, now how was my life without her?
Mm-hmm.
And so she was coaching basketball, and this is like 2 or 3 weeks later, I came by and I sat in the stands. I could tell she looked at her brother like, I see you here, But she did her thing. So we talked after, we sat in the car and we just talked. And I knew before that, like, I can't lose her on some dumb stuff because I'm hurting myself. And it was at that point I knew, because we were about a year into dating. At that point I knew, after that big breakup, that's the one for me. I'm not saying every day was rosy, but I'm saying that's the time I knew she was the one for me. And I'm not going to tell you when we were getting married, I didn't start getting cold feet because it's a big commitment.
Right.
And when you didn't see great marriage in front of you, you're doing something kind of brand new. So you're scared. Like, we're going to share bills, all this stuff. It's scary. But, I mean, it's the best decision I ever made in my life. I would not be a lawyer, a judge, all this stuff. I wouldn't be there without her. Brother Jason, I'm sorry.
Oh, no. I was just laughing at stuff in the comments. I mean, you could take all the time you wanted, but as far as me goes, I was probably, I don't know, 3-4 years into dating, somewhere in there, and had a nice long talk with my cousin. That kind of put some things in perspective of what was going on and what I had in front of me at that particular point in time. And I mean, it made all the sense in the world. And it really wasn't long after that conversation where I was out ring shopping and planning my initial proposal at WrestleMania in Detroit during Undertaker's 20th streak. That was the I'm spontaneous, so it when it happened, it happened in a very short amount of time. It went from, you know what, that makes sense, to, yeah, I'll take that one, to me trying to figure out when I was going to give it to her. But yeah, I mean, I was dating for a minute and had never mentally took myself there to to look at what's next until someone slowed me up and sat me down, and we broke it up. And yeah, I'd say the rest is history. Like, we talking, less than 2 weeks after that conversation, proposal was out. But 4 years was 4 years of dating.
Okay.
We did 2 years. Yeah, 2 years of 2 years of dating. 2 years. So that's good stuff, Jason. WrestleMania, Undertaker.
Because it has to be, you can't just know when I'm gonna do something surprise wise. It could have been at the nail salon, just as long as it wouldn't be nothing traditional.
Well, like I said, she scarred me from that date where I messed up. I didn't have that cash. So ever since then, I planned out my stuff. So we went to New York to visit her grandmother, wonderful lady. It's New Year's Eve. We went to Times Square, and that's where, when the ball dropped, that's where I proposed to her. So that was mine in her home city, New Year's Eve. Ball drop, and you got French people kissing you and stuff. They're like, "Oh, you get them married," all this stuff. So, and I hope Jermaine, Valentine's Day can be a good a prelude to what could be in the future. So, do you have what you're gonna do this weekend?
Yeah. So I actually made reservations for Maggiano's today. So.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. My North Park.
Yeah.
All right. So y'all out there, take a picture. Y'all don't have to approach. Y'all act like y'all TMZ from afar.
Let's see. So what I got 3.5 days to really get it together. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. I'm good. I'm right in the window.
You right your window, okay.
Right in the window.
And so my stuff, I gotta make some adjustments because it's getting cold. We just looked at the weather, and on Valentine's Day, I think we're supposed to jump down to 20 something.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how that all goes. We got some on Friday. Some of the couples we coming together. Sister Erica, we need to holler at you. Send a brother a text and so forth. But we're gonna do a little couples thing on Friday. I'm excited about that. And Saturday and Sunday, everybody to their own. But the kids, we got the kids at Mimi's house. Appreciate Mimi. Appreciate the grandmothers. Thank the Lord for them. So I think we're gonna have us a nice time. I'm hoping she'll be happy for what I've been trying to plan. I can't wait to hear about Jason's on Monday. Because I'm saying I don't know what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Not that you have to know either, but I really want to know.
You'll find out on Monday. You'll find out on Monday.
So is Ametria a flowers lady? Does she like to do flowers?
Yep. Yeah, I do enough flowers, but I be trying to switch it up. Seen a few things that look different. Like I did it wasn't Valentine's Day. I forget which special occasion it was, but I did one of those cartoon books, fully done up, with personal inscriptions on each page. So you're reading through the story, and then here's a personal inscription. It's all into the comic book.
And where you get that from?
I have to send you the site. I mean, they got a couple different ones going around now.
Okay.
That like, and it doesn't have to be for Valentine's Day. It could be for any special occasion.
Right. That's I never heard of this. So send me that, brother. I like that.
And just be trying to find unique ways to refresh it. It ain't got to be $500 night. It could be a $32 night and still be just as grand. But I definitely won't come back here and tell y'all the price tags because I don't want y'all talking about $32. What?
Nah. So Jermaine, are you bringing flowers, or is this a flower? Because see, now everybody about flowers. See, Sister Kelly really not about flowers. I thought, I started paying attention. I wasn't paying attention.
Wow.
I just was doing automatic. There's some roses, and then it was like, shoot. It was nice. Oh, look at that. Okay.
So the wife brought it in, but I ain't even about to get
Send that link, brother. Send that link, y'all, and then we'll post that next week. The link for that, because I got a birthday to get together, and I also got an anniversary or any other just regular day. Oh, look at that.
Of course, I got the Scully on, but
Okay, Jason. Oh, okay. So
and it came in a nice little special box. For her to open up with an inscription in it and all the other good stuff. But yeah, it's a pretty nice book. It's about 40 pages, if not 50.
And I know Minister Yao, he made a video for Sister Erica.
Oh,
he made a music video and all that. I mean, it was real nice. So Jermaine, will we bringing flowers?
It's hard because like she doesn't really necessarily like celebrating Valentine's Day. So that, what I'm saying, I know that she likes like Chick-fil-A, and stuff like that. So I might just make her like a nice little like, goodie bag or something like that. She loves like what is that? The plain M&Ms and stuff like that or whatever. So just like put something like that together. Plus she's a teacher or whatever, so just kind of like try to like put everything like that together. Just to say, happy Valentine's Day.
Is it all right for you to send something to her job?
It is. Okay. I send it like maybe arrangement or something like that.
Somebody sending stuff to the job. I know one guy did send something to the job, and I want to say it was Jason and another friend of ours that embarrassed. I got shamed. Like everybody else husband sending something. I mean, I wish I could get something. I'm like, Hey, sister, I didn't even know you like all that. You know what I'm saying? Well, I show out for the job. I'll show out for the job. So now I know I need to. So now I need to get my stuff together. That's okay. Send her lunch. Send her lunch. Okay. And some of these schools are out on Friday, so you know. So yeah, send her something. It's about to go. It's about to go. And she's a nice young lady.
Yeah, very nice, very respectable. We actually went to undergrad together, and we actually
HBCU.
Yeah, we went to Dillard, and so we actually dated for a while in 2016. So yeah.
I'm sorry, Jason. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm just so happy. I feel like we need to end the show in prayer for him.
Oh, we definitely gonna need to end the show in prayer because I mean you mentioned what y'all did. I'm gonna have to set the tripod up myself just like y'all did this week.
I don't even want to because you know it's really nice too. Don't want to say I don't know if I could do that, and I'm just like I'm be struggling. And I used to write her songs. I feel like she wasn't feeling my songs. You know, I used to write her little stuff to the top stuff to John Legend, Ordinary People. I was trying to sing it to her. She wasn't feeling that. I stopped singing to. She don't appreciate my musical skills.
I mean, look, you sing that "Bust the Windows Out Your Car" song. I'm pretty sure it'll kick the night off on the right note. All right, I'm done. 3 minutes left. Go ahead and start the close out, big dog. So
almost got messed up. So y'all, if y'all at Maggiano's, I won't be there. I got my own spot. I might need to change it. So the weather, maybe I might be at Maggiano's, but I gotta bring the kids at that point. I was more for Saturday.
Right.
Yeah, I think the Mimi can't take them that long. The two kids, so we'll see. But we're gonna be y'all be in prayer for brother Jermaine. This is big time. This big because you're 40. You know, do you feel any? Small question. Do you feel any pressure? You 40. Like this is a different kind of Valentine's Day.
I do, and it's funny because like I had that conversation with her I think Saturday. And I was like, man, like 40, like just snuck up on me. Like I am 40 years old. So I don't have any more years to waste. I don't have any more time to waste. Okay. So it's now or never.
I'm gonna want to give me a so we can just go and look at them. So you know, I'm like, oh, I didn't know you were gonna be here, Jermaine.
All right.
Table right next to y'all. Too.
Right.
Just act like we ain't here.
Right.
So with all that, y'all keep brother Jermaine in y'all present thoughts. It's gonna be to continue because we got to know from brother Jason what did he do? Because it looked like he don't need a plan. He got firepower. He become with you. I don't know what to Demetri be talking about. He become with you. He ain't got to do all that long planning. Because I'm telling you, somebody gave me a comic book, I'd be like, thank you. I appreciate that. That's real nice. And it came in a nice box. Then we also got brother Jermaine. And we do know AJ right now he's celebrating birthday, but he still got his Valentine's Day. And then we're going to I want to unleash all my secrets. So it'll be a recap of Valentine's Day plus. We got to get on to our NBA. Yes. And hopefully, and that's how we're going to end it. Hopefully, we will be opening back church if the numbers continue to go down, which now finally is under 1,000 and has been that since the 1st of December. Hopefully, the start of March, we'll be back in service. And please pray for the church because we're in a process of getting a loan and the possibility of getting our own church location, which is right around the block from where we worship right now. A lot of big things are happening at Victory. We are so appreciative for y'all being here. May God bless you and keep you. Walk in victory. Let's salute them out.